Hey guys, Sausage here. This video is going to be a little bit different today. I'm not reviewing a game. I want to discuss some feedback that I got. Yesterday, while I was streaming, another content creator, another streamer, someone that I talk to regularly, I wasn't asking for feedback, but I just kind of said, if you've got time and you want to give me feedback, I'm open to it. I want feedback. I ask for feedback not all the time, but often enough. And usually the feedback I get just from random people is that, oh, your content's great. Oh, you're a great editor. You write good scripts. And while I love positive comments don't allow me to grow. The positive comments keep me motivated to keep making content, but I can't grow if all I hear is good job, good job, good job. I want to know what I can improve on. What are my weaknesses? And I hardly ever get those. Usually it's make better thumbnails. And I feel like that's the go-to for any sort of feedback. Oh, your thumbnails need work. Oh, your titles are bland. Okay, but as for the content itself, the video itself, what can I do to improve? Well, this other streamer, the other content creator, I'm not going to drop their name, but if they want to comment on the video, by all means, please do. You know who you are. I will pin the comment. I appreciate the feedback that they gave me. It humbled me. They gave me feedback on my Battle Shapers video, which, for the most part, I was pretty proud of. I thought, I did a pretty solid job on that. It's 15 minutes long. I went in depth with it. Great video. The feedback I got didn't align with my thoughts, and it humbled me. I was I wasn't mad, disappointed maybe, but in myself, I don't know if I was disappointed in myself. I got this feedback and I was a little bit shocked, which is ultimately a good thing because, like I said, I want to know what my weaknesses are. And they gave me a very detailed, I'm looking at this now. Let me one, two, three, four, 3.5 page, three and one third page, um, you know, uh, I guess you could call it a report of things that I could improve on. Half of it happened to be my thumbnail, which, I recognize that is something I probably need to work on. But I wanted to address these things specifically about Battle Shapers, my Battle Shapers review. If you watched my Battle Shapers review, or if you are a dev who worked on this game and watched my Battle Shapers review, please hear me out on what I have to say. First and foremost, I try to balance my reviews with something in depth that has a lot of detail, with ideas on how to improve the game on certain areas, right? No game's perfect, and I will never give a game a serious rating of 10 out of 10. So if you're watching this and you're a dev, you're not going to get a 10 out of 10. If anything, I start at a 7, because 7 is pretty average, right? 70%, that's a C, and then I adjust from there, which I will plan on making a video a few months, probably my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. I'm going to make a video breaking down how I rate and scale things. But so I want to be in depth and detailed with my review while also not being too harsh. And I feel like that's a fine line. You can either be too harsh and sound negative and rude and condescending, or you can, go a little easy on them, and then it's not an honest review because you don't want to hurt feelings. It's a fine line that I'm still, for the most part, I think I do a pretty solid job at, because no one's told me, hey, Sausage, you're kind of rude, you're kind of mean. No one's told me that until today. And even then, this content creator that I'm talking about didn't explicitly say that. They just said something I said could potentially sound that way, which we'll get to. But my point is, I try to make videos that are in depth and detailed with ideas on how to improve without sounding rude, mean, condescending, putting them down. You pick your word and phrase. So here are some things I want to clear up about this video. First off, I want to talk about the vaulting and the double jumping that I mentioned. That was an oversight on my part. That's on me. There is a double jump mechanic, but it's only for the winged magistrate core that you can unlock. And I didn't like that boss, nor did I really like that core. So even though I did some double jumping, it slipped my mind while I was playing the rest of the game and then also typing the script and yada yada. So there is double jumping, but it's you have to have the core from that boss. I guess what I was saying was that I wanted the double jump mechanic to be, fully implemented across the entire game, not just that one little portion. Next is something that I said about, quote, actual coding, which we're going to watch a clip of it right now.
The last two things I want to mention about my gameplay critiques are the trophy room and the lack of ability to vault over ledges or double jumping. These mechanics to vault or double jump might be difficult to implement as that requires actual coding, but ultimately these are extremely minor critiques.
Okay. I see how that could come off as rude. I didn't mean it to come off the way that it could have potentially sounded. What I said was that might require actual coding, and the feedback I got from this streamer, from this content creator who I talked to, this friend of mine, they said that almost sounds like an insult, right? Like the developers didn't put in coding or their coding sucked. I'm not a game developer. I don't know how to develop games. I can only give the developers feedback from the player's perspective. What I said wasn't meant to sound like that they're not good at developing, that they're not good at coding, that they're not good at what they're doing, because the game was fun. I had a great time. What I meant was if they were going to introduce that mechanic, vaulting or double jumping, which is in the game, so I don't think it would be that hard to change. If they were going to introduce those two things, that would take time and effort to do. That's not just, you can't just, snap your fingers and it's in there now. That would take time and effort to do, which I'm sure the developers could do. You've seen the game, whether from me playing it or other people playing it or this, a Steam page. The developers can do it. It will just take time and effort to actually, there I go saying actually again. It's not an insult. That's what I'm saying. My goal was not to insult the developers. If it sounded that way, that was not my goal. I also mentioned something about, quote, pointless trophy room. I like trophies. I like to achievement hunt. Back when I played World of Warcraft, I hunted so many different achievements. It's not that I don't like trophies or achievements or anything of that sort, because I do. What I meant was the developers included this into the game, and while some people might like a trophy room, it doesn't add any value. In my humble, small YouTuber opinion, a trophy room looks nice, but it doesn't add anything. I feel like those assets, that time and effort in those assets could have been allocated somewhere else. If you like a trophy room, by all means, tell me in the comments, Sausage, we like trophy rooms. Shut up. You're terrible at your job. I'm not paid for this. It's not a job. It's a hobby. But you know what I'm saying. If you disagree, let me know, because like I said, trophies are cool. Achievements are cool. But you put a whole room the developers put a whole room in the game when I feel like that time and effort and those assets could have been better spent elsewhere. Maybe I'm alone in that. Again, it wasn't an insult. I wasn't trying to insult anyone by saying that it was, quote, pointless. The message I was trying to deliver was, it doesn't add much value. Maybe you'll feel good, and maybe that's the value you get, and that's perfectly fine. You're allowed to feel that way. I'm not going to tell you that you can't or that you're wrong. But from my perspective, it doesn't add value. That's all I was saying. So that's everything I wanted to cover about Battle Shapers. It was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to clear up some of the things that I said, because if one person feels this way about my review, other people might feel a similar way, and I think it's only fair if I express what I really wanted to say. Perhaps I didn't do a very good job of that, and that's why this video is here. If you have any comments about what I've just said, please let me know in the comments. I said earlier, I'm not desperate for feedback, but I love feedback. As long as you're not being rude about it, please let me know in the comments. Hey, Sausage, I really like X, Y, and Z, but I feel like you could do better if you did this instead, or something along those lines. People have given me feedback before, and if I can change it, if I can change something in my videos, I absolutely will. There are a few things I have done, such as, there are games that come out on multiple platforms. So when someone mentioned, hey, that game's also on PlayStation, but you didn't mention it was on PlayStation, maybe you should do that, I immediately went and I got an Xbox PNG, PlayStation PNG, Nintendo Switch PNG, Android, GOG. I need to get one for itch.io. But the point is, I listen to your feedback. So please, if you watch this video, let me know. I want your feedback. Just don't be rude about it. That's all I ask. I think that's a pretty simple task, and I appreciate you guys. The rest of this video is going to be about little things I want to change moving forward. I'm going to try to make this quick because we're already sitting at 14 minutes. First is I might be changing the format of how I edit my videos, and I want your guys' feedback on this as well. The way that I do my reviews currently is, I say, hey guys, Sausage here. I give a little snippet of the game, such as when it came out, what platforms is on, and then I go straight into the different categories, such as graphics, story, soundtrack, gameplay. You guys have seen my videos, or maybe not, and you're interested now, but I break it down into categories. After that, I do an overall rating, such as 7.4 out of 10. After that, I break down each category, and I summarize each little category with a score so that you guys can see, why I rated the game the way I did. This streamer, this content creator, this friend that I talked to, they said maybe I should change that. Maybe I should put the overall score at the very beginning and then do my breakdowns of all the different categories, because they said it could potentially feel weird to do all these big category breakdowns, the overall score, and then summarizing those little categories again. From my point of view, I like it. I'm breaking it down into big categories, overall review, and then, bullet points of this is what you can fix. If you like this idea of doing an overall score at the very beginning, and then I, break down into the separate categories, let me know, because I'm willing to try different editing formats, whatever, breaking it down. However, I don't know what will work best if I don't have the feedback. So if you like that idea, let me know. If you don't like that idea, let me know. I'm open to feedback. That's what this whole video is about. Next is the price category. Again, this is something that this friend pointed out, and that price is subjective. Not the actual price, right? If it's $20, it's $20. That's not subjective. but the idea of whether it's worth it or not is subjective. And I agree. When I first started doing the price category, I was doing $1 per hour of gameplay. And if you go to some Steam reviews, like certain games, you might see a review where they break down gameplay, story, graphics, all that stuff. And one of those categories being price. And a commonly, it's $1 per 1 hour of gameplay. But I had a video back in October, which I might link it somewhere around here. Sorry for bumping that. Where somebody said that's not a bad price. Why did you give it a low score? And I thought, okay, that's valid. That's feedback. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to take it into consideration. And I did end up changing the score by like 0.2 points. So it went from like a 7.6 to 7.8, or I don't remember. Point is, I was willing to listen to that feedback. I wanted to hear that that viewer out. I read the comment. I took it in, and I changed the rating slightly. I just tweaked it slightly. Nothing to really change the overall score, but I wanted to, like I said, give an honest review. Since then, I've been a little more liberal with my pricing, like my price category. I still aim for about $1 per 1 hour of gameplay, but I'm willing to be a little more loose with the scaling on that, especially if I like to take into consider replayability. I like to take into consideration DLCs, but the pricing category is still pretty subjective. So if you guys think that I should take the pricing category out, please let me know. If you think it should stay, please let me know. Also, before I forget, the very beginning of a lot of my videos, I mentioned that I got the game for free, like a big old free, picture shows up and I say, I got this for free. I didn't purchase it. The developer sent me a free Steam key. I feel like I should mention that because I did get the product for free. And you can, on Steam, when you leave a review, you can check a box that says you received this product for free. I feel like it's important to mention that I am getting certain games for free because hypothetically, let's say I give a game a perfect score. I already said that I won't, but let's pretend I will. It gets a perfect 10 out of 10. Shouldn't it be important to mention that, hey, I got this game for free? Shouldn't that be important? Again, this friend of mine said maybe you shouldn't do that. It almost sounds like you're bragging, like, hey, look, I got this game for free and you guys didn't. That's not my goal. That's not my intention. My goal and my intention is to be as clear and transparent as possible, including the fact that I may have gotten a game for free. And if the game were to get a high score, just know that I got it for free, because then if people want to say, well, he got it for free, so, that's why he's giving it a high score. You're welcome to think that, that's your opinion. But I feel like it's important to mention I got this game for free. I didn't purchase it. The developer sent me a free Steam key. I feel like that is very important to mention. But the feedback I've gotten says maybe I should reconsider. Again, let me know what you think in the comments below. Should I change that? Should I mention that I get games for free? Or should I take that part out because it sounds, like I'm bragging a little bit? I don't know. From my point of view, I think it's important to mention, but if you feel differently, please let me know. There were a few other things few other topics of feedback that I was given that are more technical, that I'm not going to bore you guys with those details, because ultimately those are just little things I need to fix on my end, not huge overall glaring potential issues. So like I said, I'm not going to bore you with that, but I do feel as if I have a responsibility of giving you guys honest and in-depth reviews with details. And I'm still trying to find that fine line of lots of detail, advice on how to improve, but don't be mean. It's a very fine line, and I'm still trying to find that line. I know as of this video, as of this recording, I've only got 388 subscribers, which thank you, every single one of you. It's not that I only have 388, but compared to some other channels that have 30,000, still pretty small. So you guys matter. There's just not that many of you. That's all I mean to say. But even in this situation, even with the subscriber count I have, that doesn't mean that I can be lazy with my reviews. I still need to put in as much effort as I possibly can. I need to be as honest and in-depth as I can without coming off as rude. I'm not going to plug any of my channels or anything like that, right? I'm not going to plug any videos unless they pertain to this one, but I will leave everything in the comments if you're interested in clicking it. Again, I appreciate all of you guys. That's all I've really got today. Again, this was kind of a weird video. I just felt like I needed to get this out, and 6 months down the road, I might unlist it. I've got other videos that you might remember. Oh yeah, I remember Sausage making that video. I'm going to go rewatch it. It's unlisted. You can't. I've still got it up, but some of my videos are unlisted. 6 months from now, I might do the same thing with this one. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. I hope that if you watched my Battle Shapers video and then you watched this one, I clarified some things for you. And if you did get a vibe from me that like, oh, this guy's kind of mean, I didn't mean to be. I apologize if I came off that way. I'm still trying to find my footing. I feel like I've learned a lot, but there's probably still a lot that I still have to learn. So again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Mahoney out.